Hi, I would like to begin by acknowledging that I am currently on unceded Syilx territory. I also do not presume to know or wish to appear to assume the position of Aboriginals, but can only observe the findings and theoretical works of others in the field and how I interpret them. While I do not identify as an Aboriginal, nor am I directly affected by incarceration, I have a passion for justice, and I strongly believe in each person doing their part in correcting it. I believe that the system, as it is right now, is corrupt and misguided. It does not follow its own guidelines of rehabilitation and is primarily used as a punitive system. I had never really thought of the implications of psychological tests until last semester when I was introduced to forensic psychology. I remember briefly of being told about the overrepresentation of Aboriginals and the possible reasons for this, but all of a sudden, bam, we're moving on to the next topic. I couldn't believe it. I found myself feeling starved for more information. However, as a busy student, I wasn't able to explore this further. I couldn't comprehend the numbers and the statistics that were thrown my way. They were astonishing. Until this project, I had not been able to quench my thirst for knowledge and reignite my passion to want to change this aspect of the Canadian legal system, at least to whatever extent I can through my life and my profession. Through this project and through my process of unlearning and decolonizing my mind, I have begun to question my major. While I still have a passion for psychology and will continue to pursue my degree, I will do so with a more critical eye than I had previously to this experience. I had previously taken the content delivered to me by my professors as fact and unquestionable truth, and thus I had the conception that this discipline was a science that could be universalized. If my current goal of becoming an elementary school teacher is fulfilled, I intend on using my position and ability of an educator to begin the process of decolonizing the mind at a younger age, perhaps limiting the amount of unlearning that will be required by these students later in life. I intend to teach the intermediate levels of elementary school. Many of the social studies topics for this age revolve around Canadian history, Canadian law, and Canadian politics. Currently, the new curriculum for BC education has been revised, and they are implementing a new approach which focuses more on broader thinking and problem solving. This is in direct opposition to the older model, which focused on regurgitation. I believe that the new system will allow for me to introduce the problems that arise from colonialism and the systematic impact it currently has on our population, and especially the Aboriginal demographic. I don't want my students to learn a whitewashed history of their country. I don't want them to grow up with the same false conception of Canadians as saviors and not the British equivalent to the conquistador. If I continue to perpetuate this false knowledge, I am only creating a larger problem and continuing the damaging effects of colonialism. While in my lifetime I may teach around rough estimate of 1,000 students directly, I want to make a difference in my small community. The hope of this being that I create a snowball effect and that my students continue to share their knowledge onto their professions and families. However, the significance of this topic does not end with my hopes of being a teacher. I am one of the rare people in the society who wants to be called for jury duty. I want to do my civil duty and make a difference in the legal system. As well, I think I could bring informed opinions into the deliberation room and perhaps challenge the current cultural and political stigmas and conceptions to try and create a more just verdict in the case. I know I wouldn't be a slack jury member who is rolling their eyes and grudging the fact that they're forced to be here. I would be researching different legal statutes and cases trying to figure out what had occurred in history before us so we don't repeat the same mistakes. Lastly, I want to discuss how this project has allowed for me to have discussions with people, delve out horrifying facts of the overrepresentation of Aboriginals incarcerated and the problems that this brings and the factors that it leads to it. I had been talking with my mom about my project, and she asked, why can't they just be treated the same as everyone else? Why do they get special treatment? And we weren't even there even around the time. Why are we still paying for mistakes made, and why are they still reaping the benefits? I had the great opportunity for educating a woman who has been a major influence in my life. I won't go into details of what I explained for the most part, they are on this site, but I was able to decolonize her mind a little bit and explain that because of our privilege and because of our heritage, we have been the ones that have been reaping the benefits and they've been taking the consequences for it. And now it's time for us to rectify these problems, regardless if we've been there or not. So these are some of the issues and some of the things that I've taken away from this project, and it has been a fulfilling experience. And in this video, I do want to thank you, David Jeffress, my teacher, for allowing this to be part of a project, and I encourage everyone to look into these facts and not take face knowledge from people that they see. Thank you.